I'm Shabnam Bahmani. I have been programmer for 10 years. I'm excited about my new channel and I like to share everything with you, and I hope that you really have some feedback to me and how to do it better. And for my introduction, let me just get familiar with me, and then we will go to this amazing course. I doing programming for 10 years, like lots of language, Laravel frameworks, Laravel, PHP, and JavaScript, and lots of digital creating, and we have unlimited digital content in this channel that I like to share with you. And I'm really excited, and let's begin with our new course. So this is where it look like. Let me refresh that. This is what it look like, that our project. This is a kind of dynamic with what we have lots. We have a title above that. We have in the bottom, we have a kind of a button, and we have kind of lists, a bunch of lists, and when we click on them, you'd see that exact title is appear up front. It's very exciting. It's kind of JavaScript magic, and do it with browser. I will tell you everything about JavaScript with this course. You understand completely about JavaScript. So after that, we add new items in this course, and you will see dynamically the numbers change. I'll tell you that too, and it's very useful project. You can do it in your, for example, CMS, and lots of projects you can do, or your checklist project, and do it for your, for example, employment test, and it can be your sample of your work, and it's good for starters. And let's go to editor, and I will show you how it works. One thing that I wanted to talk to you about in parentheses, that I'm not doing that in step by step with HTML and CSS. I assume that you know it, and you know all this, and you get familiar with this. I'm not talking about what ALI it is, what UL it is, because I know that you have a list requirement for this course. So let's begin and go to our editor, and I will talk about a little bit about editor, and we started. Let's go. So this is the editor that I'm talking about you guys. Its editor is named Visual Studio Code, that VS Code is also called, and we will using that because it's extremely have lots of things for HTML and JavaScript coding. Sometimes for PHP Storm is better. I do with that. But for another program and language, I think VS Code is a very good idea. Has lots of resource for learning, and lots of capability for doing the code. So as you can see, we have lots of HTML code that I know that you're familiar with. It's kind of HGX one. It's a kind of button tag, UL and LI, and the script that it connect our script main.js to this file index.html. We should just careful about the address that you will typing correctly to maintain a kind of connectivity between these two. So For first step, I just need to kind of have a ID or kind of a sign that we can use this sign to comprehend our JavaScript that is about UL. So once we want to just call that, ID is just use it for every element once, and for twice and third time it's not usable. You should just use ID, our list, or any name that you prefer to use, and after that we will be doing that for, let me just zoom it a little more to understand better, and we will do it for choosing these items that belongs to our list. How we gonna say that? How do JavaScript understand that? So as human being is kind of, for example, English is international language that I'm talking with you, but my first language is Persian. That Persian language is not useful for you guys, for example, in every other words. So like that, JavaScript have a simple signing that we can use. For example, for choosing that element, we can use that document. Document is kind of general variable that in our browser we'll use. Our browser have document source kind of variable that we can use it in this console, and we'll show you. It's have lots of ability to, we can pick it through that. You see, our documents have kind of defined head, our head, and our body, and lots of elements that we have to program for it. So for doing that, for every other language, every line of language of JavaScript, we should use document. So we should use document and get element by ID because why? Because we use ID. If we use other things like class, or for example you want to just pick every UL element in this file, we will use another attribute. But for this we can use get element by ID, and let's select that. What's the name? Our list. And after that, when we want to use any element of that, all of element of that in our list, we continue with dot, and let me just slide in and get element by tag name, because it's tags, and that. So we kind of selecting, it's kind of in selecting area, we selecting these elements. So if we want to just call it again. It's very difficult to type all that again and again. So we use variable like a box that we can hold some attribute or some element or some text or some numbers, doesn't matter, in there, and you can use it for temporary times. After finishing this project and when you close the browser, it will all disappear until you will do it again and start running index.html. So for elements, for defining the attribute, we should use var or let, and none of them, it's not big deal, but both of them is correctable. And after a little bit later on, I will tell you the difference. Var, and we use some name. For example, we can say list, and we have in that. So you want to test it in console to how it's correct, because it doesn't show anything in the browser. Anything in the browser. Let me refresh that. Doesn't show anything in this browser. So let me just start over. I change the position of that, and here. So it can change anything in here. It's correct. So we want to just show it for the test, how is going on, how the variable is going on, is this correct or incorrect. We can use it with console.log to show us how our list going on, you know, and we can just hit inspect in the browser and go to console tab, and we have one error, you know, our line is not exactly correct, you know. Uncalf type error, element.get element by tag name, at least one argument required, but only one zero passed. Argument means what? Arguments means these, in this between this parentheses in front of our attribute, we have argument. This is argument, so we should specify that argument. I want to just show you the error. It's just a test. I do it mistake by myself. I know this mistake to show you how we gonna just see our errors in the console. So we back to our editor, and we have single parenthesis, single, and use li, and when we refresh that, we will see HTML collection, you know, all of the li that we selected is on this. We have 4 li, 5 li, and we record 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's correct. So our first line of JavaScript is correct, and we learn this line by ID and by tag names. This is very important. So next step,